Everybody, and welcome to Nerds and Squares, presented by The Block Party. I'm your host, Captain Zeus, followed by these lovely gents who will introduce themselves.
I'm Relatable Panda.
And I'm Voices.
The voices of Wink. And today in Nerd News, we got Michael Keaton as Batman, which everyone knows this juice about that. He was going to be in Flashpoint, but what everyone didn't know up until a little while ago is that he's going to be kind of the current DCEU Batman, it seems, which is kind of interesting. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So here's the gist of things for you ladies and schlemmelmans who don't know much out there. There's going to be a Flashpoint movie with Ezra Miller Flash, and it's going to be breaking the timelines, and he's going to be going between different timelines with Batflick, who's going to be there, be like, yeah, we're going to stop and get some justice. Where is she? And then Keaton Batman's going to be there, and he's like, I'm here. Where is he? And, you know, can't turn his head because his suit sucks. And he's going to take over as the current Batman. And then, yeah. I mean, that's all we know so far.
That's, basically everything that we know.
Yeah.
He could go back in time to save his mom. He could go back in time to save Batman's mom. He go back in time to change his underwear. I mean, we don't know. We don't know what his movie's, going back in time or in different timelines. Because, I mean, he was in the Flash show for Crisis, which terrible. Won't talk about that.
I actually kind of like
simmer
that.
Down.
We're not
Same
talking
here.
about this.
I'm just saying it wasn't that bad. But
Lucifer
I digress.
was in it, so I was fine.
I'm hashtag not talking about this.
You're outnumbered anyway, so.
That's valid.
But
I was gonna say so many things.
It's gonna be interesting nonetheless. I feel like there's only certain ways that they could go about with Flashpoint though, and integrating Batman into it. So
yeah, because he's not really he doesn't have a huge role. The only time we see him is, in the Flashpoint movie, animated, which was beautiful, by the way, with Thomas Wayne Batman, which should have been Jeffrey Dean freaking Morgan. Sorry. Him and the sword. Just
simmer down. Simmer down.
I'm simmering it down.
Yeah.
Simmer down.
But that would have been dope. Him use guns and the swish swash swoosh sword and just, shrekking people. But no, we don't get that because reasons.
Was Jeffrey Dean Morgan the one from Joker? Was that the one where he was?
Jeffrey Dean Morgan's Negan from The Walking Dead.
Yeah. No. No, I mean, didn't he play Thomas Wayne in Joker, or was that another Batman movie?
That's another white guy.
Who was the guy from? Oh yeah. Okay, I was like, I thought that it was. All I remember is like this one spot where he. Like, I just remember him turning, and then it's like slow-mo with the gun, and then it's like, wait, what? We've seen this a million times. So that one was a Batfleck?
Yeah, that's where there's a gun. It's like slow-mo. He's like, no! And then it's like, ka-chigga, and then her bracelet breaks, and, the things.
Okay. Yeah. I couldn't remember, because, like, it's been so long since I saw Batman v Super or whatever.
That was almost exactly, if you would have finished with Superman, that would have been exactly the title.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't want to. It didn't deserve it.
It's Batman v Super.
Yep, Batman v Super.
I don't know. I feel
at least it wasn't an animated mustache. I'm not wrong.
I hate you so much. Anyways,
it's okay. I hate myself.
That was a good one.
So I kind of wish Affleck would have stayed as Batman because I freaking love Batflick. People can hate all they want, but he was the best older Batman who does not give two fudges about crap. Like, he will Arkham Knight break you through a freaking floor and be like, I'm here for justice. Let me brand your face real quick. Like, terrifying. His Batmobile?
Yeah.
Pretty dang spice.
That was a sick Batmobile too. I mean, it's pretty hard to beat the Tumbler. The Tumbler was dope.
But that's childhood. Come on.
So dope.
What if the Batflick mobile was able to shoot out like the Tumbler into like the motorcycle, the Bat?
No, if it did, then it would be obviously no best Batmobile. Well, okay, coolest Batmobile, not the best. Most most utilitized
We're going to
Batmobile
get this out.
was the Batman Batman Arkham Knight.
Dude,
That
yes,
You have
Batmobile.
no
but that's
arguments.
That was
Of
so
course.
utilitized. That was so sick.
dude. So this is Arkham Knight, and then there's the Bat Flick. They look almost the same. That's kind of what they based
Yeah,
it
Mhm.
on. Hell.
just
Just
Arkham
a little
Knight.
bit more.
Arkham Knight.
Sorry, like this.
There you go.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, there you
Yes. Yep. That's it. That's it.
Sorry, didn't
Now-
mean for them to touch heads.
go. This is
Just
the
because I
question.
never saw Batfleck drift, so
He did drift. You didn't see him freaking
Did
Gotham
drift?
drift in there? Like, come on, guys.
Oh wait, yeah, he did.
In like one of
I
the
gotta rewatch
intro
that movie.
segments, he's like
So long.
he's like Gotham drifting in there, like.
oh,
And then he just, start shooting.
Now, okay, so this is a big question here because I've seen a lot of talk about this
Ooh,
like
big
previously, but how can Keaton go back to the DCEU after being in Homecoming?
That is a fair point because technically
Because-
his contract doesn't. Well, okay, so you can finish your thing. I have a retort.
Yeah, because I always thought it was contract wise, if somebody's in Marvel, they can't jump to DC, and if they're in DC, they can't jump to Marvel.
But
So, yeah.
I'm sorry. You want to go ahead?
Go.
Or you want me to say this?
Yeah.
No, I just feel no. So like with most of that, I mean, we've seen that happen a couple of times, but that's always been. It's kind of always been like an unspoken rule. It's never been stated in full contracts. There's only, I think, Robert Downey Jr. said that his contract stated it, and so did Chris Evans. And then I believe that there was possibly one more, but there were quite a few people that were in like the Marvel universe that sat with pretty much the idea of like, okay, if you're not a primary character, like if you're not an Avenger, we can't pigeonhole you to these movies. So now,
Okay.
Vulture, I would not say is a primary character. Vulture was a fantastic character. It was a very well done version of him, but he wasn't a primary character. Also, he's also been pulled with Sony, so we do know that his contract is multied, same way with
Okay.
Marvel and Sony,
Yeah.
because he's in the trailer for Morbius. But I think that was how they were able to open it, is just in the sense of like, okay, well, obviously now DC. It wouldn't be smart for them to be like, hey, you got to break your contract because we're going to bring you in as Batman. Because he'd be like, well, Marvel's probably going to pay me more.
Yeah.
So it's like DC understood it. And I think at this point, they have to realize we're picking like at the bottom of the straws. Like
Yeah.
there are not a lot of actors that are well known that we can still pull from, especially ones with like history.
Mhm.
And Keaton probably had a clause in his OG Batman one that was like, we're gonna use you. We can use you if we want to. Like you
Yeah,
were one of the
okay.
best Batman.
We
You're the
will bring
first
you back.
returns. Yeah. So I know that there are some that have that clause, but I feel like it would only be clauses for like the Avengers and
Or,
like
like,
maybe
yeah.
the Justice.
Yeah, that's kind of
Okay.
what I heard. That almost all, well, from what I heard, is almost all MCU actors that are playing an MCU character, they cannot go to like DC or play another comic book role in a rival comic book universe. However, because like Voices said, the Sony's situation with the Sony characters, basically any Spider-Man character, it's a little tenuous because they can go between Sony's Marvel universe and then Disney's Marvel universe. So theirs doesn't specifically say you can't go to a rival one because technically they are going to a rival one. It's a rival MCU.
Already in Sony.
Yeah, they're
It's
doing
just
it.
so weird.
It is Sony's Marvel
Mhm.
Cinematic Universe with Spider-Man characters is like almost the title. Anyways, so him going into that is probably like, yeah, they can do it. There's no reason. I mean, I don't like the fact that they're doing another Bruce Wayne talking to another Bruce Wayne. They should have just did Thomas Wayne, like Flashpoint, because there was nothing wrong with that original animated movie. So just use the source material. The frick, you guys run by Kathleen Kennedy? What's going on here?
Yeah, but so I have one thing with that is, would you rather them do a adaptation of a fantastic animated movie and
Yes.
it botch? You would really rather see it not be good. Really?
I didn't let you finish your sentence.
That's the situation. Is
I
like
mean, yeah.
there's sometimes where I'm fine with how they change it because like the animated DCU when it comes to animation
Beautiful.
tops Marvel like a billion times over.
100%.
They have
Definitely.
some of the fantastic animated movies in the entire universe.
Exactly.
But I would never want them to take like the Dark Justice League movie and try to adapt it to live action because that storyline was perfect on its own and I don't want to see them try to mimic it. I want to see them do something different. Yeah, we know what Flashpoint is, but Flashpoint is also just where Flash actually starts to see separations within the timeline. So that timeline could go wherever it wants to. It could go to Batman Beyond, like we're hoping that it might go to with Keaton. But it could also go to the old 1980s Tim Burton Batman. I mean, dude, it would kind of be sick to have this idea of like, you have the Flash who has seen Batman's monster tank machine on 3 wheels that looks like something out of Halo had crack.
Basically.
But compared to the vehicle that had the Batwing on the back that slotted like this and blew fire out the back. Like he's gonna see such a different timeline. And I do believe that Snyder Cut is going to introduce the what's it called? It's not the time, it's the
Speed Force?
Speed Force. There
Oh
we
my
go.
gosh, I was totally
Because-
kidding.
No, because if you watch the trailer again, there's a
Mhm.
scene in there that was not seen in the original where you see Flash, he's like stopped and he starts looking around. There's nothing. But blue lightning and electric. And I'm like, that's the Speed Force.
Well,
Mhm.
If
Speed
that's
Force
not the
was
Speed Force,
that was already kind of
What did he
introduced in Dawn of Justice because that's how he goes back in time when he's going in there with the post-apocalyptic suit and he's like literally ripping through time from the future. Like you kind of are already introduced.
I know.
Mhm.
Well, I mean,
But-
I've already given my 2 cents on how I feel that the Snyder Cut is gonna go, because that's how it's gonna.
We think
be,
it's going
but-
to be beautiful.
like-
Oh yeah.
Check out our previous podcast for that, by the way, guys.
No, see,
It's pretty good.
that just makes the most sense to introduce the Speed Force in the Snyder Cut because you can't have Flashpoint without the Speed Force.
I mean, they can because they probably would. They were going to, but
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I
just
just feel
think
like that
it's-
would leave a big hole in storyline.
Barry's mom.
They have to have a lead up to it. I agree.
Exactly.
They have to have some
And there's
type
no
of lead
lead
up.
up.
And whether it just be a tiny, even if it's an end credit scene,
It's still a build-up.
that'd be funny. Yeah.
I would
Because
like.
like they like
Go ahead.
No, go
I'm
for it.
intrigued to see if they actually introduce anything with Superman being able to deal in the Speed Force. Cause like if he
No.
was able to get Red Sunned enough, he could.
No,
He could
don't.
run fast enough.
No, let's
He
not
could
do
run
that.
fast enough.
Okay,
he could do
you
it.
lost me on that
He
one.
could go
I just-
back.
I just want to know who would. I hope Reverse Flash is going to be in Flashpoint because one of the sickest villains out there for Flash. 2, I want to know who they would cast for him. I hope it's someone blonde because Flash is blonde, right? DC. Anyway, I think he would be.
Why do I feel like that's shade towards the TV series?
Oh, that's hella shade towards
There
every
are so many different versions of the Flash though.
there really
and
is.
they're always
Like
blonde.
You cannot
Wally
sit here
West.
though.
He's not. We're not doing this. We're talking about Barry Allen.
I'm just saying you can't sit here and
Wally
dog
West
the
is a
Flash
ginger. He's not. Anyways, I'm not going into this. We're gonna go back on topic here.
series.
I'm fine with them doing whatever they want to with the
As long as
flashes,
he's
as long as
blonde.
it's well done.
Oh,
No,
okay.
as long as it's well done.
Exactly.
Um,
Now, do you think? Because I've seen this rumor, or not rumor, but theory going around from fans. Do you think that TV series Flash is going to make an appearance?
I think as a
No.
jump, maybe.
I think they
Because
may
that'd be the
reference
only
like
way.
the location, like the lab, but I don't think they'll actually bring in the actors.
Because we did see Ezra pop in one of the episodes.
Yeah,
I
Crisis
believe
Invasion.
it was Crisis.
It was
yeah.
Crisis.
Trash.
The only thing with that is I feel, number one, it would be redundant because you already saw it with Crisis. So you're like, there's no surprising factor to it. So it's just like, oh, that makes sense. But it's also like, are they playing like tag? Like, why is he there?
It also wouldn't make sense because Flashpoint's a different event from Crisis.
Yeah.
Because
Unless
Yeah.
he went through time which he could have, but like that's not necessary.
What doesn't make sense too is Crisis should have affected all of the timelines, and obviously hasn't.
Well, we don't really know that though. There could be some
hold on.
impeding effects.
Oh,
so
okay.
I mean,
He's thinking.
if you think
When
about
he's got
it,
that look.
there's the regular cut of Justice League, and then there's Snyder cut.
I see where you're going.
I'm just saying, but the Justice League came out before Crisis, and Snyder Cut came out after Crisis.
But Snyder Cut's not DCEU canon. Not
That's your face,
DCEU.
because that's
canon.
Bet it up. When they see the viewership, on that, oh, it's gonna be shot out of a it's gonna be a pirate ship with how much cannon it's got. It's gonna they're gonna just start loading the cannonballs in. It's be like, we need more Snyder, more of them.
Yep. So it's basically
Like,
Pirates of the Snyder Cut. That's what we're doing now.
Basically.
Yeah, that's it.
Basically.
That's it.
Okay. Let's skip back on track here. Freaking Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack Sparrow looking ass. Anyways. So speaking of theories and rumors, we all kind of want to see this, but after Flashpoint, Michael Keaton, as I mentioned earlier, will be the current DCEU Batman alongside Robert Pattinson's Batman. Those two will be running side by side. 2 different timelines, 2 different sagas, 2 different Batmans. More than likely 2 different Batman movies, series that'll be coming out. Robert Pattinson's will be a trilogy. Michael Keaton's unknown. Do we, and I know the answer to this, do we want to see Batman Beyond live action?
If it's done right, yes.
As Michael Keaton as older Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne.
I've been thinking about this.
Really?
Yep.
So one of the big
Crisis.
things because I love Batman Beyond. Oh my gosh. Like especially Return of the Joker. So good. So
that was a good movie.
One thing that I was thinking about though, I know it was. One thing I was thinking about though is like, did I like Batman Beyond because of how it felt? Or did I like it because of the story baseline? So like the whole show feels, and if you look at the animation makes it centered on McGinnis and
100%.
Batman. It zeroes out. There's no other characters that are super well defined. It's backed up. It's like Teen Titans, but with less detail. And so I'm almost wondering, I'm like, unless they were to do like I don't know, it would almost have to be, I only bring this up because it's a relevant thing right now that people could understand as a reference, but like it would almost have to be like a cyberpunk-esque type of city. And I don't know how the introduction of that, when you compare Michael Keaton's 1980s Batman to a cyber-esque type of city, like one where there's floating cars, one where there's like levitating cars.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it. So I almost wonder if it would I thought about this.
I could see you've put some thought into it.
Right.
So they've never done anything with any of the Robins. Now we have the Knights of Arkham or whatever it is coming out as the game.
Gotham Knights.
And what I kept thinking of Gotham Knights, yeah.
Way off.
Knights of Arkham. I don't know.
Knights
As
of
long as it's
Arkham.
well, if it has Arkham in it, then I usually think it's one of the games. Okay.
It doesn't even have Arkham.
Asylum,
it's a different timeline too. Crisis on
stupid.
Arkham timelines. Like, come on.
Which makes no sense because the ending literally leads off almost from where Arkham Knight led, but that's okay.
Blame
Digress on that
CW.
one.
Let's go.
Yeah. But
go for it.
Yeah.
But I would kind of be interested in seeing like a Nightwing, like an older style Nightwing, or like even
With a
looking
mullet?
at some of but like a Tim Drake, like seeing stuff like that, because we've never seen any type of film adaptation except for a bullet-ridden one that was signed by the Joker in Batfleck. But that's about the only way we've seen any iteration of Robin, and it's like,
I mean, besides
he's the sidekick.
the movies
Don't-
way back when. Which I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I won't mention the atrocities.
Yeah.
Those were fantastic because they were campy. We're not gonna dog
They're not.
on them.
They're trash.
No,
Bat
they're not.
nipples. That's all I'm saying. Bat nipples.
shark
Robin
repellent is
nipples.
effective. Oh, you're
Robin
talking about
nipples.
those ones.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the OOG one with
Adam West?
Adam West.
No,
That's why I was like, how
OG.
dare you
I will never
blaspheme?
dog on
I was
that.
like,
I was like,
So I was like,
concerned
okay.
for a minute.
no, but yeah,
was
I
thinking about
agree.
Batman
Yeah, I didn't
nipples.
like those, but I feel like now they could do so much with it, especially with like the amount of people they can use for martial arts. They can do like so many more things. Even if they wanted to, I mean, Michael Keaton, we could throw in a little, you know. I'm completely blanking right now.
You were on.
I just
a good
saw the
roll.
train of thought
Damien.
just go.
We could throw in like a little Damian Wayne or something like that. But like I would almost like to see Michael Keaton's Batman become the father. Here's why. So if
Become the
possibly
father. You
they're
want to finish
doing
that sentence first.
no, I know. Well, this is the lead up
Okay.
to it.
Okay.
So we kind of think like Flashpoint might lead into like how the mid like first act or second act Batfleck like gives up and kind of sees Michael Keaton as a father figure type of thing.
I hope not.
What would make more but here's the thing. What if it was Michael Keaton who had fathered all of these Robins, had lost one of the Robins, had dealt with Nightwing, had dealt with even one of the Batgirls? So he legitimately saw the amount of hurt that this Batman had because of how lonely he was. This Batman we saw lose that Robin. This could have been the separation of Keaton's Batman didn't give up when he lost to Robin, but Batfleck's did. And so Keaton could be the saving grace to that and kind of like almost console him in the idea of like, hey, it's not necessary.
Okay, so I have
Go
a
for
lot of retort to that. One, it is confirmed that the Robin that died was Dick Grayson. That was the first Robin.
Uh-huh.
So I
Okay.
think the effect on losing a Robin will hit a lot harder on Batfleck than it would on Keaton, because on your theory, Keaton already has Nightwing. If he loses Robin, either Jason Todd or Tim Drake, whatever iteration, he still has at least someone to help back him up. And by that point, probably already has Batfleck. Batfleck lost his first Robin right then and there.
Uh-huh.
Probably struggled to even keep a relationship with Batgirl, who was probably there at the time. And then from then on, couldn't even handle anyone else. That's why he kind of shut himself in. But I completely disagree with the whole father figure of Bruce Wayne to Bruce Wayne. I think that's like, no, that doesn't make sense. I could see it as a more, I'm an older,
but they're separate
but they're the
timelines.
same guy.
There's
You can't do
separations,
that.
but they're not.
But they
Okay,
are.
look at
They're
the
not,
actual.
though.
No, but
Bruce
look
Wayne,
at this
they're
though.
both Bob.
No, but here's the
Batman.
thing.
Come
But-
on.
But they're not. They're not.
That's
the
so
same.
dumb. That's like, yeah, but you have to look at it in the sense of they're from two different timelines with different backgrounds of their own Batman.
Yeah,
For
that's
example,
fine.
we don't really. So for like Michael Keaton's Batman. Michael Keaton's Batman, as well as we know, never dealt with Superman. He never dealt with a Justice League. He never dealt with any of that stuff. He was a solo Batman in a very
Mhm.
like messed up ridden DC that was very goth. Now he dealt with
Gotham.
Penguin. He dealt with all these different things. But Ben Affleck's Batman was almost like the CEO that was Batman, especially when you saw him. He was a hero and he had the hero arc
Mhm.
to him, where Keaton took on the cowl and became a Batman-esque character. He was campy in the original one, but that's because how it was written. But like you saw his character become so much more intertwined in the Gotham universe
Yep.
and in that Gotham city that looking at Ben Affleck is a broken human
Mhm.
that works himself constantly. Michael Keaton has never portrayed that ever. Now, if they just wanted to do a complete flip-flop and say like, oh yeah, he grew up and he lost to Batman and he decided to get buff and get hard. But I don't think they'll do that because then it will be a copy. They're doing these two Batmans because these two Batmans have two completely different backgrounds. They have one thing that defined them. Two things. Wayne and then his parents dying. That's the two things that are the same with them. The other rest of the timelines with them are so different. They have different technology bases. You can see that. Now, if we do see Keaton's as Batman Beyond, then we'll see a very different technology because Keaton will be more advanced than how that Batman was. Also, if it is Batman Beyond, then he has, what's his name? McGinnis. So now he is a father figure.
If that's Batman
He's
Beyond at that
a
time.
father figure. But what I'm saying is, those are two Batmans, and they are in different ages and they're in different stages of their life. They're probably going to portray Keaton as probably like maybe a late 60s, mid 60s age Batman. Ben Affleck is not a 60s age old Batman. He's probably like late 40s. I could see 50s because of how hardened he is, or he might even be younger, but because of all the crap he's dealt with, he looks old.
Yep.
But like, that's the type of stuff he's dealt with. So many different things. You can even see just how they're like, how the caves are, and how their mannerisms are, how their manners are. The mansions and everything are so different.
Okay.
I don't see them be anywhere near similar, other than the fact that they're both Bruce Wayne. That's
so I agree with the points of they're completely two different Batmans, but they are the same person essentially. They are Bruce Wayne, they are Batman, they both have the same backstory.
Different timelines, yeah.
They're different timelines, but we've dealt with that in the comics of several versions of Batman through several different iterations. I don't see them doing a whole Bruce on Bruce, father to son type role going on here. Yes, I think he'll be more of a mentor to this one, which in this movie, I don't think it's a father-son role, because one, that's just weird. I'm like, hey, I'm you, but I'm like 10 years older, so I'm gonna be like a dad to you. It's like, my dad died in the alleyway. No, that's not how this is gonna work. Yes, he's gonna mentor and be like, don't do that, I dealt with that, don't do that. It's like, hey, you can get through this because I'm you and we got through this stuff, right? It's like, no, we're in two different timelines, other junk. But I can't see him doing a father-son role for the same person.
Okay, so number one, we have semantics here, because a father figure and a mentor, that's the same type of situation. Okay. I wasn't meaning that Bruce is going to be like, hey, I'm your dad. No. Accept it. Like, no, it's going to be in the sense of, hey, I've dealt with this kind of crap. I see what you're dealing with. I lost to Robin the same way you did. So let's combine on that and let's meet on the same pace. I'm not saying full on that they're going to act like dad and kid to each other. Yeah. I'm saying that one is going to look up to the other, and it's going to be Batflex, and he's going to take down the cowl because of how backed up he is compared to the Michael Keaton one. Like we got to do an argument about nothing.
But the way you're portraying it seems like you meant like the father-son thing. I was like, no, it's more of because student kind of thing.
Because that's what Flashpoint did. So they had to portray. There's a relationship in Flashpoint between father and son. That's what they're going to portray, not in the sense of it's a father-son portrayal. It's in the sense of this one's not dealt with a lot. This one's dealt with more. So this one's going to mentor and help this one get through this. That's why I
was concerned, because I'm like, wait a second, don't say.
Okay, well that's you said that's semantical.
Why you were concerned?
But it's just semantics.
When I think of father-son, I think of father-son. I don't think of mentor-student. That's not how I imagine that. This is why I was concerned with your argument. I'm like, they're going to be mentor-student.
But like, just how I was describing it though is the same thing as a mentor.
It's terrible communication on that part.
Between it. But yeah, that's why I think it'll be like a great addition. I don't want to see the whole Thomas Wayne thing, only because I love the Thomas Wayne thing already portrayed in the animated version. Animated version was fantastic.
Beautiful.
And I'd like it to just stay there. And that's like the same thing with Red Hood. I really wanted a live action movie, but I was like, you know what? They will never do that justice. Red Hood was great. And honestly, I will not settle for anyone other than Jensen Ackles playing the Red Hood. And
who is cosplaying?
So I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, they better. They have.
I know, but they still won't choose it. They still wouldn't do it.
This is DCEU run by Kathleen Kennedy. Come on.
What more do you expect?
Honestly.
All they need to do is literally just give Zack Snyder the keys to the kingdom. Like, just give him the keys. You will be fine.
He still has. He has $1 billion. He has a key. He doesn't have.
I know, but it's to the back door. Okay, they need him to get a button for the garage. Okay, he needs to get in. He needs to.
He has that one key that's kind of useless until you figure out how to use it, kind of situation. Like
producing Wonder Woman 1984.
I haven't seen it yet, but we're not gonna get into that.
Dude, you don't even need to.
You don't want to.
I do want to see it. I mean,
I'm not gonna spoil anything, but just imagine a female version of the old Superman movies, and yes, that bad.
I was gonna say it's Captain Marvel, but worse. But
okay, you know what?
Okay. I'm not gonna say it because I'm gonna piss off a lot of people. But
if those old Superman movies had a baby with Captain Marvel,
this is the spawn.
I don't know.
And it was missing some very important components to living, then that would be what it
Like
is.
a brain.
Yes, like a brain.
Anyways,
It's-
back on track here,
Whew. Sorry.
Panda.
I mean,
Uh,
I agree with voices 100%. I mean, I really don't have much else to add to that.
I was like, that was a great.
I totally went on a rant. I apologize.
You did. It's okay.
I'm so
It's all
sorry.
good.
we had an argument over our interpretations of father.
I know, over semantics. That's so bad, so bad.
I was
This is-
done.
like,
You're like, this is what I meant. I was like, oh, I feel so dumb.
What's funny is, to the viewers and to the listeners, we legit talk about this stuff for at least an hour before we actually do our podcast, and the fact that never even got like
Nope.
situated before.
We have
It's
texted about
ridiculous,
this
like-
for like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a whole
so
text.
There has
conversation.
been no issue up until just now.
I know.
So Batman Beyond, one thing I want to point out or want to theorize and throw in there, are they going to do it in the Flashpoint timeline where they're going to visit his timeline, or are they basically going to have, like, because of whatever Flashpoint happens, the current timeline will take place in Flashpoint?
So, I got a theory on that.
Shoot.
What's going to happen is they're going to start in Batman Beyond timeline,
Okay.
right? They're going to start there. Flashpoint is going to happen during that and screw it all up. Because it's Barry Allen, Flash, everything has to go wrong. And then Michael Keaton's Batman is going to have to then reach out back to Barry and get with him and try to fix the shit. And that's how they're going to go with the whole Batman Beyond thing.
Okay.
That's my theory on it.
So the
It's not bad. I dig it.
Because, hey,
the
you
potential.
can't have Flash and
Without-
Flashpoint without screwing something up.
That's a nice timeline.
Let's be
you got
real about
there.
the situation here.
Be ashamed someone ruined it.
Yeah, it's the potential copy and paste of Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, you mean
Like-
the MCU Spider-Man 3?
Yeah.
We're not going into that. That's another.
You mean the
That's gonna be
Spider-Man? You mean the Spider-Man that threw up top 100 most beautiful handsome men? It's ridiculous.
Anyways,
Dude,
back on
they
tangent.
they did a poll. You know how many
Oh,
of like the top,
God.
People magazine always does like the handsome man of the year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
7 of them are supposed to be in this movie. 7. Like,
So Keanu Reeves is in this movie, right?
no,
No.
It's not worth watching.
he's a beautiful man on the inside.
And
Yes.
on the outside.
You know, yo,
I love the
there was
clarification.
somebody I saw as a fan casting for Gambit, and I legit was like, yes, I can't remember who it was
Tatum?
though. No,
Oh. No one got. I was like, did no one get what I just said there?
no, I heard you. I just ignored it because no.
Dude,
Uh,
okay, I can't hear Channing
Okay.
Tatum's name without thinking of This Is the End.
See, I can't hear Channing Tatum's name without. Magic
No,
Mike.
no, don't do that.
That's it.
No.
I didn't even see the movie. I just saw the picture, and now I can't see Gambit sitting there with the little bow tie and cufflinks. That's all I see.
He's gonna stab
That's
some
it.
magic
Remember
cards.
He's gonna have
I remember
rip-off
it.
pants and then just pull the
Okay.
staff out of something.
Where'd it come
don't know
from?
where the
Don't
staff
worry
will
about
be.
it.
Voices,
Pop
please
right
tell
out.
me you remember This
Pulls
Is
the
the End.
Deadpool. Yes.
No, I remember this
Okay,
at the end. It was
right, yeah.
fantastic.
Good, good. I was like,
Where like all the actors played themselves and they all died with Armageddon. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a whole
Ugh.
ordeal.
So I'm gonna move this.
That was a
yeah,
back on track.
Let's put this
Okay.
back on track.
My theory for this is it could be
Go for
it could go 2 ways with the Batman Beyond situation. One, yeah, they visit Batman Beyond. They won't say anything about Terry. They won't say anything about the current Batman. It'll just be more of like he's there. There's stuff about him on the news, yada yada yada. You deal with some Joker gang goons. That would be cool. That way you can see like the suit flying or the suit in its case, but they don't actually have to cast anyone to play him. 2, and then like after timeline F's up, they can just probably take place back on that one because whatever. 2, which I think could happen, same situation, but after Flashpoint, it like resets the time to right before Batman Beyond, to in the sense of he's old and it's getting to that Neo Gotham situation. He's like, there's Terry's gonna be coming around, and Terry hasn't become the new Batman yet, and that's when like it's gonna take place. It's gonna be like basically Terry's storyline, and then we could see like I think it was his younger brother as Robin, and we could see, I forgot who the other sidekick was. They could do the whole Rebirth New 52 vibe with it to bring in more characters in the Bat family. And then we could see old Superman, we could see older Nightwing. Obviously not fully there, just like cameos or like mentions, that kind of stuff, which I think that would be great for
the
viewers.
one with the Joker chip.
Shut up. And I think that would be great because you'll have Patterson's Batman, which is year 2, and it's modern day essentially, going through becoming Batman. And then you have the Keaton Batman Beyond, where he's already established. He's just training a new Batman in a newer world, and it's not as intense because this guy has experience. You know what I mean? Which I think that would be two different things for viewers to see, and I think that would be great for everyone, honestly.
Yeah, I think one thing that they might do actually is, because I feel like if they started from the beginning, then it would be like the show. I almost would kind of like to see an older, like, experienced Terry, like kind of how they did like this, like they did the Spider-Man game where Spider-Man was like 8 years in, so he had all these abilities that people are like, wow, that's actually pretty dope. Like he knows his way around the city and stuff. Right. And maybe even introduce as like the Batman Beyond as what, like Terry already being like a stationary character and implementing like a sidekick, or like actually putting in like the Batgirl, like the one movie that came out. Yeah, but there's the one, oh, what was it?
Did you seriously just, I mean, God bless.
Is it just what is it? The Batman Beyond Batgirl? What was it? Batwoman? There's a silver suit.
That's Batman and Robin.
No. In Batman Beyond, there's a movie they have that's a standalone that has Batgirl in it.
We're looking this up. Continue talking now.
I got you.
Oh, I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, it's a Batman Beyond with Batgirl in it. Because I remember I got it. I literally got it on at Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster. Yeah, I got it there on DVD. It was good.
I got the Under the Red Hood. That was beautiful. Love that movie.
Oh, I actually think I bought that. I think I got that for Christmas. Yeah, I think I got it for Christmas.
I would like to see that live action. I mean, not even the whole spiel. I mean, honestly, you know what? Just rehash it. I would be cool with that.
I would like to see, like I said, I want to see like I want to see the Bat family, and like not even a timeline, but its own like a new storyline with the Bat family. Like not something where like, oh, Batman got kidnapped by Ra's al Ghul. It's like, nah, I legit want to see the Bat family doing something crazy, because dude, he has so many sidekicks.
So what they could do too is, if they go off of my theory of the whole Batman Beyond thing, Terry,
did you find it, Panda?
I'm still looking.
They could do the whole Damian is the new Ra's al Ghul arc, which that would be a cool movie, because in Rebirth, or either end of New 52 or Rebirth, Damian like kind of takes over the League of Assassins, and whole father-son moment between Damian and Bruce, and then Terry's like, I kind of have to save the world because you're about to do something stupid kind of deal. And that would be awesome to see in one of the movies, to like help, not necessarily like bring in more of the Bat family, but like introduce, hey, he has a son, but he's not the best dad.
So I'm on the IMDb for all the Batman movies. And I can just list them off and you can see which one clicks.
Are they Batman Beyond?
Cause
you gotta do that that Batman Beyond.
Return of the Joker?
Nope. That's a great movie though.
No, it's not Return of the Joker.
Batman Beyond.
Oh, never mind. It was Batman Mystery of the Batwoman. That's what it was. I kept remembering a silver Batgirl, and I was like, I swear that was Batman Beyond, but it was the original Batman
Mystery
stuff.
of the Batwoman.
Gotcha.
Yep.
03. Good time.
Yeah, that's the original animated series.
Yeah, dude, I have the actual I have the DVD like collector's edition set.
Nice.
Of all of that. Yes,
nice.
Dude. My dad has that of the original Fantastic Four, like the old cartoon Fantastic Four done in like the 60s or 70s. Same thing with Spider-Man too. Like the "You're me, I'm him" that one.
Oh,
like
the
that
OG.
Animated Spider-Man.
Gotcha.
The OG, where it was like this, the webbing was just here. That's it. But yeah, my dad has both of those, like full sets of all of the DVDs.
That's
I gotta go
awesome.
through those sets.
I just got Pops.
I can see.
My dad finally got one for Christmas. My dad finally got one for Christmas.
I think I actually have the.
He got it. Was Oh, you do?
I have like 3 different ones. I have the original first appearance Batman, the 80-year vinyl edition.
Oh, that's sweet.
I've been trying to find some.
Yeah, he's got like super
Yeah,
pointy
I've-
ears. It's ridiculous.
I've taken all of my Funko Pops out of the boxes except for one. And
They're still in, and they're right above me.
Right now, it's sitting at like I bought it at $50 and it's sitting at 360. So that's why
Okay,
I'm just waiting
so this
for
is
it to
what
keep
we're gonna
going.
do. We're gonna go back on tangent here. Okay, Michael Keaton,
Bro.
Flashpoint.
I don't know what else to talk about with it.
I
I
think
mean,
that's
we're
it.
pretty excited about it,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
We're pretty excited.
I think so. I mean, we fixed the confusion of father, son, and mentor student.
Yes, we did.
That was great.
Which, I
Yes,
mean,
we
to some
did.
people, though, is actually one and the same.
I know that's the problem. We
Yeah.
were talking
Yeah.
about the same thing. It's just different verbiage.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, it was just a semantics.
Yes.
It's a semantics argument.
I don't
It's
view
so
it as
bad.
one way. He views it as both ways. And, I don't bat for those teams.
I've heard it both ways. The right way and then yours. I've heard it both ways.
Anyways, I think
Anyway.
this is gonna be a pretty short episode then. I don't think we got anything
Yeah.
else. I'm gonna tangent off that. But
Yeah, just a little bit of news.
little something,
Little news.
something for your
Little news.
ladies. So yeah, thank you everybody for listening and watching wherever you are listening and watching to. Check out our previous podcast episodes. We got Avatar talk on there, The Last Airbender. We got the Disney Plus dump they did a while ago, releasing all of their Marvel and Star Wars news, which
That was
my
fun to
gosh.
record too.
That took us like
That was fun to
speed
record.
running through that took us like an hour and a half.
Yeah, we legit
Yeah,
and like
I wish
we
I would've
actually
been
had a
part of that
method to it. We went back
Back
and
and
forth and played each one. It was so much fun actually.
It was pretty fun.
because we
I
just
liked
tied
it.
each other in. Yeah.
What else
Yeah.
we got? We're eventually getting some D&D. We got some Snyder Cut stuff.
Spider-Verse.
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 Star Wars.
If you want to hear some
Star
crazy theories, hit up our Snyder Cut and hit up our Star Wars. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
well, and
Well,
Spider-
yeah, Star Wars for sure. About the baby
pretty
Groot.
much everything. We just really like theories here.
If you want to know
a
about
lot.
crazy theories, listen to every single one of our podcasts that involve theories, which is
And
almost every single podcast.
setting up for hopefully a potential episode coming up. Got a question for y'all to linger on.
Okay. What's this lingering
Who-
question?
Saved Grogu.
And that's how we wrap this episode up, because we kind of talked about that in the previous one. You'll have to find out if you listen to it. If you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, share with the fam. Let us know in the comments your thought on Keaton Keaton Michael Keaton Batman. Yes.
Keaton Batten?
Mike.
Batten.
We'll figure out the verbiage.
Michael
If you're listening elsewhere, follow us. Stay up to date on our Twitter at Block Party Fun and our Instagram at Block Party Fun for more news of nerdy stuff involved. And don't forget to check out our esports channel, Gauntlet News, where we do esports stuff. And then all of our socials and individual channels and all that stuff in the descriptions below. I'm Captain Zeus. These fine gentlemen are Voices and Panda, and we will see you guys in the next episode.
You're
See ya.
Adios.
I have to pee.